you guys, I noticed, have also been experimenting a little in the way you put books out. You guys have started releasing books in episodes. And I wanted to know why you do this, and do you encourage submissions of this time?
It kind of falls under the remit of our experimentation kind of banner. We're wanting to do lots of different kinds of experimentation when it comes to ebooks, and this was one of the ones we did early on just to try it out to see how it would work. The first book we did it with was a book called Dark Child by Adina West, and I received that as a submission for a full novel, but at the time I was looking for books that had the potential for serialization. So, and I felt that this book was set in a way that we could split it up and maybe release it that way. The reason I wanted to try it is because I'd seen other authors do it quite successfully, mostly in the self-published space, people like Hugh Howey and others. And I wanted to see how, what we could do with that if we had the opportunity. There's a lot of things that you can do as a publisher in digital around price promotion, putting a book for free temporarily and then promoting the other books in a series. Also, series work well in digital, so if you're selling a trilogy of fantasy books, for example, if you put the first book really cheap and the second two more expensive, you can get people to move through the series. So we knew that was the behavior of people buying ebooks, so we wanted to see if we could, play up to those advantages. There's also the advantage of just seeing that many covers in an ebook store. Unlike in a print bookstore, those covers will hang around for a long time and people will start seeing those books spread out. You can sell them to more people for a lower price point. So I guess it's playing to the advantages of the market.
It also, I suppose, helps populate, that level in Amazon that says people who bought this book also bought this.
Exactly, yeah. There's more opportunities to get the book into people's hands, I guess, and more visibility on the stores. And then, in terms of whether we look for those in submissions, it's definitely something that I look for sometimes for the right books. But due to the kind of limitations in the way that we edit and process and produce ebooks, I have had a couple of submissions of people who've sent me episode 1 and have had this idea of serializing the rest as kind of write them as they're read, which sounds good in theory, but it's difficult to pull off logistically speaking, because it's very hard to release once a month without having more of the books backed up. You also can write yourself into a corner and not get out of it. So it to me is most successful when you have the opportunity to kind of serialize a full work. We still start to release it before they're completely edited, but at that stage we kind of know whether the book is going to work as a whole before we start releasing it. I think you can get yourself into a lot of trouble as an author if you try to serialize it as you write it. And you don't necessarily give yourself enough time to edit things and proofread them, and it just gives you a lot more scope for kind of lining up different types of promotions when you know exactly how many episodes you're going to have before you start releasing them.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today, Joel. It's been really helpful.
Yeah, my pleasure.